So over the last month, I've been volunteering at a school in North Sumatra, teaching local children. And whenever I've had a day off, I've headed into the nearby national park to see what animals I can find. But everything has kept me so busy, it is only now, at 2 a.m. in the morning at an airport whilst I'm waiting for a connecting flight, that I've had time to put together a report to show you what I've found so far. The forest is called Gunung Luser National Park, and it is not an easy trek. All day up and down the mountains in thick, dense forest, plus the rainforest weather. It was a great workout, exhausting, but so worth it. We saw some pretty huge monitored lizards, and they even swim alongside you in the river. There was a juvenile flying lizard too, which was pretty awesome. One of my favourite lizards, though, was this lovely little chameleon with its huge eyes and stripy tail. I was so excited for this one. We also carried out mini nighttime treks to find snakes and frogs. We found a beautiful viper hanging out in a tree. We were tempted to handle it, but realised it was possibly venomous, and we definitely had a few too many pints. The Batcave was awesome. It was full of fruit bats and massive spiders and huge frogs. As a bone geek, I noticed that the floor was covered with bat skeletons as well, and they're pretty well preserved. I really had to fight temptation not to collect one to pair with my frog skeleton back home. It was fantastic seeing the orangutans in the wild. Orangutan in Indonesian means people of the jungle, and you could really see why. As great as it was seeing them though, at times I had mixed emotions. Some of them were previously in captivity and had been rescued and released, meaning that they were almost too comfortable to be around humans. Even so, it was lovely to see lots of baby ones. Unlike a few of their mums, these babies were born in the wild, so they don't like to be around humans as much. And we did manage to spot a wild-born, huge male orangutan. The males tend to be solitary, so he was just hanging around on his own. Everything in the national park was brilliant, but there was one thing in particular I really wanted to see. Ever since I worked at the zoo and met a certain gibbon called Jimmy, I really have had a soft spot for these primates and really wanted to see one in the wild. But after the first few treks, we hadn't seen them, we had only heard them calling. So one morning we decided to head out really early and search for them. The gibbons make a lot of noise until about 11 a.m, so we followed the sound of their calls as quickly as we could. We could hear one close by calling, and a few moments later a second one further off answering that. But they were just out of sight. It was a little disappointing, but I was happy enough to have just heard them. But later on in the day, as we were heading home, we stumbled across a whole family of them swinging along with babies. I was so excited I clearly couldn't hold the camera very still, but it made my day. So now I'm leaving Sumatra. It has been so brilliant, not only seeing the animals, but also the people here as well. From day one, I have been so welcome and felt like part of the family. I will never forget this place and the backdrop of the beautiful mountains, the green trees and the blue skies. It has been perfect.